Toastmasters guest. This evening, my topic is kind of a dear topic. As she said, it says, his dream, his calling. And the reason I picked that is because I like to ask the question, how many of you have heard of the San Francisco Temple?
The what, San Francisco?
San Francisco Temple. How many of you heard of San Francisco Multiplex? Well, I would like to show you. We many times get confused with San Francisco Temple and San Francisco Multiplex are two separate entities, but yet they think they're one. So much so that San Francisco Temple had to change its name to the complex. And then they changed the name to the Christian Assembly. And the reason they did that is because they were getting so many calls and so many people didn't know the difference between the two, they had to make a distinction and let them know who they were, what we are, what we do. And what I would like to speak on the San Francisco Temple Multiplex part of it. Since some of you are not aware of the San Francisco Temple Multiplex, I'd like to tell you, we're located in Midtown St. Louis. Our address is 5341 Henderson. Some of you may not be aware of that, but this can call the Walnut Park District area. To give you information, I have to give you some background on who the founder of this was. His name was Bishop Dwight McDaniel. Bishop Dwight McDaniel had a call. Been a pastor, heard the call of God, and he gave ear to it. But his calling was greater than that. He said there was another calling that he had to answer as well as the calling of God. And that was a calling that he saw that with God, he was told to feed the sheep, the lamb. But here this calling, which was his dream, he had to feed the homeless, the wayward, the seniors, those that could not help themselves. Being driven by that dream, he decided that he would open up a building, which is located at 5341 Henderson. This building was set up basically just to help the seniors, 65 and older. But because the dream was bigger than he imagined, he realized then he had to also extend that and feed those other than just the 65 seniors and elderly and the youth and homeless. He purchased this building in 1996. This building was also licensed and funded. It's Medicare approved and partially funded by the city, area agent. And the reason I say partially funded because Bishop Dwight McDaniel did not want to have too many areas that he couldn't feel that he was given without being pressured. He wanted to be able to open and close doors. And being totally funded, he realized that he couldn't do that. Along with that, after hearing this cry for people that they could not help, he decided he did a mission. He had many missions. He had a mission statement. It's very long, and I just kind of put a little kind of short it up. He was to secure and maintain independence and dignity for older adults. He wanted to provide opportunity for employment. He wanted to help the youth, and he wanted to see the youth grow and develop into good citizens. He also wanted to improve the quality of life for all, for the youth, for the seniors, and for the adult daycare within the city limits. And the reason I said the city limits is because the charter only allowed us to go within the city limits. He would love to branch out into the counties and further than that if possible, but the charter would only allow him to do the city. Bishop Dwight, he was dedicating his effort, but he realized that he needed more than just funds. He needed volunteers. He needed donations. He needed other people other than just the church. He needed everyone to become active and involved. You became your neighbor. You did one, you helped one. You helped the next person helped the next person. And he believed that put a chain that provided a strong link that was unbreakable. Along with the program, he developed a lot of things that were very dear to himself. He also wanted to know when people see the multiplex, the first question they ask, what do you guys do? It's a very large building. And the question, what do you guys do? Well, we do a multi-thing. We have a youth program. We provide team sports. basketball, kickball, and boxing. For the adult daycare unit, we also have arts and crafts. We exercise the adult daycare. They have living facilities, health screening, and most of all, they have a chapel. We have also adult daycare provided medical assistance through SLAE. They also have free eye screening. And if you're a diabetic, they also have a program set up to help you get shoes for diabetics. We come and give you these activities. But it didn't start with just the adult daycare. He had seniors, which was 65 and older. Some were younger. Same with some of the adults. They were much younger, some older. He offered them free eye examination, medical run. We do circuit breakers. Those are areas to set aside the people that own their homes that are 65 and older can get monies back from their homes, apartments that they own. Again, they offer shoes for diabetic, shop out, and they offer excursions. So they offer a lot of things. Even they have a little section there where they give, you would think that being an adult, you would know a lot about sex. Well, when they have a little sex hour for some of the seniors and they went through the whole gamut of what sex was, the little lady raised her hand and she says, I have 12 grandkids and I got great grands, but I never knew that's where sex came from. She said, I had an idea, but I didn't know. So even that, they also have called it MOW. Well, they had to stop calling it MOW. It stands for Meals on Wheels. And the reason they had to stop doing, couldn't use the abbreviation MOW is because they called this stacking. It was a gang sign. MOW. So you cannot use that in one part stacking. So we had to stop using MOW, had to use Meals on Wheels. And Meals on Wheels is a program that gives them 5 days a week, then on Christmas and Thanksgiving they get a hot meal. So 5 days a week they're guaranteed one hot meal a day. And the only requirement is you must be 65 years of age and homebound. Well, we have found out that a lot of people are not really 65 years of age, but they're homebound, they need our assistance. So there are areas that we can still feed them as well. After all is said and done, I've given the mission of San Francisco Multiplex. My mission would be that I thought about this. If I had to write the mission, what mission would I write? The mission would be that because I had one time thought I was going to have to use my own services when I fell and I injured myself. I felt that I too would be a part of that same needing assistance. And I didn't know how to ask for it. But through senior care and seeing how they have made adjustments to all these things, I realized that now that aided me. And my summation of my whole thing, I realized that if I had to say a few words, what would my mission be to me? That would be the heart of my speech. I would say, do unto others as you have others that you want to do.